100 freaking hours. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We did it. We put 99 hours into 2 playthroughs of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. And my name is Majority, and welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This is an RPG log, and I'm going to log my experience playing through the game not once, but twice. I have a lot to say, and I actually want to save some of my commentary for RPG Archive. For those who don't know, it's a channel run by my friend Spencer, where he archives RPGs. I've been on a lot of them, specifically for Dragon Quest games, but this will be the first SMT game that we archive together. And we're going to talk about everything from the history to the remaster quality and just everything in between, all the machinations of the game and just interesting tidbits, so to speak. But for now, I want to log my time, experience, and memories playing through the game twice. Why would I play this twice? And why would I play this back to back? This is maybe the only game adventure RPG game that I've ever played back to back, where I immediately started a new file after clearing it the first time. So what's up with that? Right here are 2 emblems that fill in 6 blank emblems. They both signify different endings that I got in the game. The first time I got the special ending that was added for the SMT III Maniacs edition, the True Demon ending. And I immediately realized the paradox of why you shouldn't go for that one first. In terms of narrative, it makes no freaking sense that you restart the cycle after you've completed that path. I won't say more on that because this is just, talking about like back-to-back playthroughs. But so in that regard, I kind of wanted to see a different ending. But at the same time, I was also just immediately like satisfied with my playthrough, and I wanted to get a firm grasp on like everything, like the Demon Fusion, Demon Compendium, and all of that. And one of the great things about New Game Plus with SMT3 is that your Demon Compendium carries over. Now, this is not unique to Nocturne. I know Persona 5 does that as well. Persona 5 as it is like a 100-hour game, so that's a little bit intimidating. And Persona is a little bit slower. This is no frills. This is you start off and it's like there's not even tutorial in Nocturne. It's just, it kicks you in the butt, to start things off. With that being said, the second playthrough is far more lenient in that there are no level caps for the fusions that you have or for summoning from the compendium. So what you could technically do is summon a higher level demon than you at any time and just cruise through the game. I had this white tiger, I think it was called Baihu, I don't know, Baihu. And I fused it, but I sacrificed one of the fiends that I had that had an attack all spell. So not only did I get this physical attacker demon with an attack all spell, might, which increases the critical hit rate, drain attacks so that it was recovering HP every time, and life gain so that the HP went up 20%, it also added 40 levels to the thing. And so I just demolished my way like through the pretty much the remainder of the game. And towards the end I summoned some of my highest level demons, and this was freaking cake, man. It's not to say that you're not going to die, because I actually did a few times. There's a few spells that the main character is susceptible to, but I also found that a lot of things were fresh on my mind, such as some of the adventure puzzles that are in place. I knew maybe which general direction to go in. I didn't have to explore the whole map. I knew bosses that would be coming up and what some of their weaknesses were and what they were resistant to. So I was able to avoid a lot of difficulty that way. And in general, I think I really cruised through. I avoided the entire Amala labyrinth section, which is basically supplementary. You don't have to do it at all. I didn't need to do it for grinding or anything. I was able to do enough on the overworld. I did have the game set to normal difficulty. I know you can download easy, or you could set it to hard. I wasn't ready to start it on hard. I think I want to do that in my third or fourth playthrough, which I'm not starting just yet. I'll talk more about that in a sec. And yeah, I think gameplay-wise, it was just really sound. It was awesome getting to revisit some of my favorite demons. I know sometimes, like, you know, people may have the criticism against SMT, like, oh, you know, like, why do I have to keep fusing demons? I heard, you know, one of my friends say that here on YouTube, and you get to kind of relive that experience. If there was one that you really liked, you could summon it back from the compendium. You could level them the hell up. You can get new skills on them, and the sacrifice system allows you to do that and make them viable. I think that's really awesome. I think that's, you know, there's a lot of room for customization here. Also in the main character, the first time I played this, I went with a physical build. This time I switched to a magic build. So, you know, I would probably recommend a magic build for most players like with their first or second playthrough. Just because it opens up a lot of the weaknesses of other demons. I was actually doing more damage with a magic skill than I was doing with any physical skill, and the physical skills demanded more HP from you, so kind of a pro tip there. Now, in terms of endings, I will say that the first one I felt, well, first off, like, in terms of ordering, I kind of did it wrong, quote unquote. There's no right or wrong, but it doesn't make sense starting with the sixth ending. I just did it because I wanted the most challenge. I wanted to explore the game as fully as possible, and it was fine. This time I went with a more standard ending, but not one that was like as maybe transparent or easy to get as some of the earlier ones. And I think it was like the good ending from what I could tell. Like, it was a pretty positive ending. You get a trophy for it. It's called Old World New Look or something, and so, like, it's a good ending. But I was satisfied in terms of that, in terms of kind of picking my path and just seeing where I would ally. So yeah, and the other thing is too, I have 99 hours logged with cycle 3 starting, but before I do that, one thing I do want to do is start my first save file over and just get as much of the demon compendium as complete as I can. That was actually a sub goal of mine for this playthrough, was just to keep increasing the number of demons I had registered. Eventually I would like to get them all, but there are some barriers to doing so. Like, for one, you have to go in the Labyrinth of Amala if you want Uber Pixie, which, I mean, would be cool because Uber Pixie's level 80 and you just have to bring one of the Pixie that basically throws herself at you at the beginning of the game, and you know, and you need to hold on to her the whole time, from what I understand. But you also have to get to the 5th Kalpa in the Labyrinth of Amala. And so, like, I wasn't trying to do that this playthrough. You know, my first playthrough was 70 hours. My second playthrough was 30 hours. I kind of just wanted to cruise through and see another ending. That was my main goal. But I did get the compendium up from 52% to 65. So a couple things I may do in going back are just like try and get some of the Mitamas and maybe go down into the Amala Labyrinth. I still have Queen Mab, who was evolved from High Pixie, who was evolved from Pixie. So I can still bring her and get Uber Pixie. I want to do a few more fusions, just kind of play around with that, maybe restart some loads, or reload some save states. Not save states, but, like, you know, save slots. And maybe see if I can get it up to like 70. Also, there's a couple fiends that I don't have. I got like 2 of the 4 horsemen, and there's a few more that I want to see if I can get. So I think if I can get 70 or 75 before I start cycle 3, that'll allow me to maybe go in and focus less on the compendium, which brings me to the difficulty. I really do want to play this game on hard because, you know, starting off, you still start with nothing. The only thing you start with is a compendium logged, and all these demons are pretty expensive. Like, early on, it's hard to buy a lot of them. You have to really save up a lot of maca. There are a few ways, you know, like, the further you get in the game, the more you're going to get, the easier it's going to be to get more demons in your party and all that. But I did virtually no negotiation this playthrough, aside from the very beginning when I was recruiting demons to get in my party. You know, almost everything was from the compendium, and I loved that because I've never really, you know, when I played SMT4, I didn't really put the compendium to good use. This time, it was a major boon to me. I would summon a demon, I'd sacrifice it, and then I re-summon it, or, you know, something like that. I would have all these workarounds to maximize my party. And, you know, I think it was such a great time. So that's my log of my second playthrough of SMT Nocturne. Have you done a playthrough? If so, what did you think? If you stopped, what made you stop? If you've done more than one playthrough, tell me more. Which playthroughs did you do and how did you like them? And thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out RPG Archive. Just go over there and smash subscribe, and you can hit it while you're here too if you like the content, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. SMT log number 3, baby. 3 for 3. Doing this all night for Nocturne. Yeah.